Live only on DAZN. November 15th, Eubank Jr. versus Ben 2. The first was a classic. Now it's the rematch. The greatest rivalry British boxing has ever seen. Eubank Jr. versus Ben 2. November 15th. Click the link in the description to buy now.
In this sport, you don't wait for judges to decide your fate. 10x token puts you in control. Stake instantly, speculate discreetly, and keep your moves private. Register now for your share of the $250,000 prize pool. Multiple winners, bigger chances. 10xtoken.io. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We're at the Canary Riverside Plaza. Delighted to be joined by Dazn'S Alfie Sharman. How are you, Alfie?
Very well, thanks, Joe. You all right?
Very well. What a kind of 3-in-1 here we've just had, and it's going to just add to what is an absolutely fantastic December for DAZN.
Do you know what? I was sitting up there, and obviously I'm very aware why I'm here. But it's not until you sit up there and you're surrounded by all the fighters in the crowd as well. Obviously, the media turnout. Let's not forget why a lot of people are in London, right? There's Eubank-Benn this weekend, you know, arguably the British fight of the year. And I was looking around and just thinking, I don't think we've had a schedule. I say this quite a lot, but you know, closing the year, subscription shows, pay-per-view shows, some of the young talent just on Matchroom alone is unbelievable. That's participating in the next 2 months. So I'm very excited, and I'm really proud to be able to be out here shouting about what schedule we've got to close the year, and already filling up our January and February plans already. So yeah, it's good.
I know DAZN is the global home of boxing, and that's always been their target. But when you look, certainly the last 2 weeks of December, when you go from London to Nigeria to Ghana to Monaco to Riyadh, it is literally global now, isn't it?
Yeah, worldwide. I mean, we've always said it. Make no mistake, we obviously have a huge number of loyal fans in the US, the UK, that have been with us for a very long time, and we look after them. But you know, we sell fights in over 200 markets around the world. We can see from our data that boxing is truly a global sport, with the participation of obviously the fighters, promoters, rights holders, and broadcasters like DAZN that have really committed to the sport over the last few years in particular, but the last 18 months, I think, undeniably making ourselves the global home. It's an unprecedented time, Joe, to be honest. You know, I've been a boxing fan for a long time. I'm not to say that there hasn't been some unbelievable fights over the years that I've enjoyed on many broadcasters. Of course, I would say this, but I think what we're doing at DAZN is truly a market first, a global first for boxing, and we know it's going to continue. So, yeah, let's close the year well. Let's enjoy some of the fantastic fights that we've got on our doorstep, and then look to 2026.
So let's talk about DAZN Ultimate. It's got announced on Friday. I'm kind of just going to give you the floor here and just explain what it is to people who don't know.
Well, look, Ultimate does what it says on the tin. It's the ultimate boxing subscription. You know, it took some smart marketing to come up with that. But no, in all seriousness, it's an all-encompassing subscription for boxing fans. It's a strive for us to make boxing more accessible. You can still buy the pay-per-views without a subscription. You can come in and enjoy DAZN on a 7-day free trial, and then go back, come and return when there's something for you. But we believe that there are millions of fans around the world who deserve to be treated not only to top premium boxing content on their terms, but also at a better price. And listen, you know, a minimum of 12 pay-per-views included is in a year. Our intention is to make as many of our pay-per-views or all of our pay-per-views included as part of Ultimate, and look at the 3 shows that we've got closing the year that are all included. Eubank-Benn, Ring 4 next week, which is, I think Eddie said it up there, one of the strongest cards that we've seen on Riyadh season, and Ring shows, which are traditionally very stacked cards from top to bottom. And then you have a new A on December 27th. So, you know, in the next 6 to 8 weeks alone, customers are already seeing value. We've seen some great uptake. A ton of additional benefits for boxing fans, including the way in which they can view the content in HDR, Dolby Sound, etc., which we will talk about and push very hard. But listen, we know boxing fans want fights, and that's what we're focused on providing. Sonny Edwards here pushing. Oh yeah.
Sonny Edwards wants you to answer who the best prospect is.
Well, listen, I mean, Mr. Giorgio Vizioli is, top fighter, someone who we're very involved with. Done a lot of work with Giorgio. Thanks for this, Sonny. It was excellent. Giorgio's right here as well. But, yeah, listen, make sure you see him on December 17th.
So if you bought DAZN Ultimate now, would that run up to 12 months from now? So it is literally, what are we at, the 15th of November to the 15th of November, for example?
Correct, yeah, 12-month contract. Obviously, we would intend to move people over into that. The whole idea is that boxing is a schedule that is quite volatile, right? We have done quite well in recent years to build out our schedule long term. The proof is in the pudding in terms of what we've been doing in terms of our exclusivity. You look at the fights that are coming up now, and for most of this year, they've all been on DAZN. That will continue to be the case. So if you look at the 2025 schedule alone, we will deliver 12 pay-per-views minimum. And our intention, it's a 12-month contract to answer your question. Our intention will be to continue this going on forward. There's a lot of loyalty schemes out there for subscription models. It's been our intention for a very long time to build one for DAZN. To reward loyalty and make boxing accessible and cost-effective for people. Look, I think, as I said, the early signs, it was only Friday that we announced, the early signs, people are really excited by it. People are joining the plan, which is obviously the number one measure of success. And we'll be really pushing it, closing this year and into 2026.
So stop me if I say anything incorrect here, but we spoke to Michael Ridout the day before Parker Wardley, and he kind of responded to some criticisms that it was a pay-per-view, saying that these fights won't happen if it's not pay-per-view, and it sometimes need that extra little bit of money to go to the fighters. It doesn't even go to DAZN, it goes to the fighters, that extra pot. So is the kind of target for doing this just enabling, maybe where it's not always possible, just to get those fights over the line?
Yeah, well, I think Michael's right in what he says. Boxing is a commercial venture. It's an expensive sport. Fighters are putting their lives on the line, quite literally. Certainly at that level. I mean, you saw that fight. I think none of us are denying that the fighters deserve to be paid, and to be paid well, right? So it's our job and our commercial team's job to make the fights that need to be made, that the fans want to see, and sometimes, as you said, the commercial structure for those is a pay-per-view. I think if you were to have watched that fight, you would have been entertained. I mean, it was an unbelievable fight. I was there. And who knows what for the heavyweight division now. It's open right the way up. The whole idea of Ultimate is to remove a barrier for fans. If you come in and join, if you're an Ultimate customer, for example, that would have been included as part of your Ultimate plan. There will always be criticisms on what should or shouldn't be pay-per-view. I think we need to just tackle that head-on.
That's not just a DAZN issue, though. That's been an issue across the board forever.
And it's never been just a DAZN issue. And it probably is more of a DAZN issue now because we've got all the boxing, right? So naturally we're getting a lot of the... if people are feeling somewhat disgruntled, then it's voiced either about, towards the promoters or to the broadcasters, which is part of the game, and we're accepting of that. It's our job to listen, which is what we have done, and create a plan that makes that less friction for a consumer. So if, Joe, you wanted to watch, and you know that you're going to watch boxing every single week, a minimum of 185 fight nights a year, which we're already on track to deliver 210 fight nights this year. So we've already exceeded that. If you're a boxing diehard fan, you want to watch fights every week and premium fights, i.e. pay-per-views included, the Ultimate plan's for you. So, yeah, look, there's always going to be criticism. It's on us to respond in the right way, and I feel we're doing that.
And there's no better week to really kick off the subscription than Eubank Junior versus Ben 2, and yeah, it will be included. So at least you've paid for this pay-per-view. You might pay that bit extra, but you know that you've got at least 11 more pay-per-views to come, right? Exactly.
And, listen, if anyone's already bought the pay-per-view, which people have, then there's channels in which they can move over into an Ultimate plan. So, all of that will be across DAZN social media and on DAZN.com platform, so follow the steps. But yeah, I mean, what a better week. I mean, as you said, if you're a UK fight fan, I mean, this fight will attract audiences all over the world, but make no mistake, it's obviously a huge show in the UK. A perfect week to launch Ultimate, and then next week, more of a US optimised card. Obviously, Anthony Yard headlines against David Benavidez, very, very strong card. But already within 14 days, you've got two pretty exceptional pay-per-view cards included as part of your plan, and then not to mention a new way. I can't talk too much about Q1 pay-per-view schedule just yet, but you look at what we announced yesterday in Moses to Talma, the Magnificent Seven Queensbury show, part of your DAZN subscription. Obviously, all of these shows in Q4, part of your DAZN subscription. Ajit Kabayal in January, part of your Dazn'S subscription excluding Germany. So yeah, look, our job is to deliver fights for the promoters, for the fighters, but most importantly for the fans. I don't think anyone can deny the fact that we're putting on volume, and now it's about making it viable, accessible, and I suppose as inclusive for any type of fan, whether you're somebody like yourself, who maybe you're a bad example because you are at all of the fights.
Yeah, to be fair.
You're in a very fortunate position. But somebody like you who doesn't work for IFLTV, who's at home, you know, you get your fight, you can watch fights every single week. More casual fans, who our job is to make them realise that they should watch more boxing because it's one of the most exciting sports in the world, and certainly for UK and talent. If you look at just the next 2 weeks, we've got some of the most amazing established and up-and-coming names in world boxing on our platform. But yeah, as I say, if you want to just come in and play by play, then you can do that.
It's the option, and that's what you've added now.
Well, it's options. It's making it, you know, it's not being presumptuous that everyone wants a loyalty plan. You know, some people do just want to come in and watch pay-per-view events, right? One-off shows, which we allow people to do. However, it's undeniable. I mean, you save over 300 quid if you sign up Ultimate. You save up to $500 in the US. So there's a lot of money to be saved if you're a boxing fan. So it kind of makes sense to join us. But as I say, I'm not standing here insisting that that's what people should do. I'm telling you the options and highly recommending that if you like boxing, you should.
Alfie, thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to add before we finish?
No, just thank you to the boxing fans out of the world, you know, all over the world. We've thrown a lot at you this year in terms of fights. Hopefully everyone continues to enjoy them. I encourage as many people to join us this Saturday, next Saturday, and pretty much every Saturday until the end of the year, right? So, thanks for the time, and look forward to seeing you all on Dazn'S soon.
Look forward to an exciting week as well. Thank you very much, Alf. Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
Live only on DAZN, November 15th, Eubank Jr. versus Ben 2. The first was a classic, now it's the rematch. The greatest rivalry British boxing has ever seen. Eubank Jr. versus Ben 2, November 15th. Click the link in the description to buy now.
In this sport, you don't wait for judges to decide your fate. Tenet's token puts you in control. Stake instantly, speculate discreetly, and keep your moves private. Register now for your share of the $250,000 prize pool. Multiple winners, bigger chances. tenetstoken.io. Terms and conditions apply.